Now, before we go too much further, one thing I want to do is add in an extra bit of safety into what's going on here. Something that I had occur in my own testing was that occasionally you'd get duplicated gems. I think that should be all dealt with and shouldn't actually happen anymore, but we want to make sure that that doesn't happen for our players for any strange reason. So what we're going to do is add in an extra little function just to find any gems that haven't been assigned to our board and then just remove them, so they're not getting we're not getting extra duplicates of things being added in. So what we're going to do is in our refill, where's our refill board? There's our refill board here. We're going to add a function just below that we're going to call private void check misplaced gems. And this is one of those things that sometimes when you create systems like this, you can encounter edge cases that you can't necessarily predict for. So you want to have certain checks in place to make sure strange things don't happen in your game, basically. So I'm going to have this check misplaced gems, and I'm going to call this right after we refill the board. So we're going to say check for misplaced gems, like so. And then what we're going to do here is say, for our misplaced gems, we're going to find all the gems that exist in our scene at the moment. So we're going to create a list of gems that we're going to call found gems and set that to be equal to a new list of gem. Then we're going to find all of them, and so for that we're just going to say found gems. We want to say add range. We want to add all the gems that we can find if we do a find object of type. So find object of type, find objects with an S of type gem. Now what this will do, it'll find all the objects that we have in our scene and it'll create it as an array. But we want to use this as a list because we want it to be manipulated by us. So that's why we create a list and we can just add the array to our list. It'll just add each item from the array into our list. So that'll get us all our gems in the scene. And then we're going to loop through with our X's and Y's, we're going to loop through all the gems we have on our board. And then in the middle of this, we're going to say if the found gems list dot contains, so this is how we can check if there's something on the list, if it contains the gem that's at this position on the board. So basically we're saying, hey, this gem has been assigned to the board, so we definitely know that shouldn't be on our found gems list, because our found gems should only be gems that aren't included on the board. So here we can say found gems dot remove, not remove at, just remove that particular gem, all gems X, Y. So after that's all done, all the gems will have been found in our scene, and it'll remove any of them from this list that are already assigned to our board. And at the end, we'll be left only with gems that haven't been assigned to our board, and that'll be any duplicate gems that have been appeared for any strange reason. And then all we have to do then is say we're going to use something called a for each loop, and this is a quick way to get every item in an array or a list. We're going to say for each gem, we'll just call it G for short. For each gem G in the found gems list, so we're basically saying, hey, for each gem in the list, we're going to call it G, and then we're just going to say destroy G dot game object. So we're going to destroy the game object that's associated with each gem in the found gems list. And that's it. So I can save this, I can go back into the game, and actually we can test it out by adding some extra gems in. So if I just pause or play and I just pause here, and I'm going to drop some extra gems into our scene here. So let's just create some extra ones like so. And if I want it, oh, they don't have a board associated with them. Well, that's not great. Give me 2 seconds because we want to be able to test this out to make sure it's working correctly. So let me get my gems and I'll just tell them we don't want to hide this. And then we can go back in here, just so we can manually assign them to the gems that we spawn in. Let's go ahead and play. Drag a couple of these in, so we'll pause, and then we can select all of these and put board on there. Okay, so they all go to the 0, 0 because they all have 0, 0 as their position index, and that's fine. But if I go ahead and make a match here, it'll destroy them, and there we go. It removed the duplicates from our scene. Yeah, this one got somehow a little bit, it got incorporated in, when it spawned in, it got itself incorporated into the list, which is perfectly fine. But now we've removed all those because at the end of the day, we only have one left in this corner now. So perfect. That's our handy little system just to make sure there's nothing strange happening in our game.